have to admit, I was dreading the first rehearsal for Annelies, and with good reason. I knew that the piece was going to be very difficult for me. My grandparents were Holocaust survivors, and my great-grandparents died in Auschwitz.
Annelies for Harmonium turned out to be more than just a concert, but it was an experience. I had this idea back when I first saw the piece that to have some sort of visual element with the concert would really enhance the experience for everybody. But the work that was done to make the PowerPoint and the slides and the pictures of Anne Frank go with the concert was just so detailed and better than I could have even imagined, that it really enhanced everything for us.
So when we got to the first rehearsal, I was nervous and I was sad, and I actually was crying for part of it. At the break, I contemplated whether or not I could stay for the rehearsal, and I overheard somebody else in Harmonium say to the person next to her, "I'm not sure I can do this." And suddenly, instead of feeling like I was having my own personal struggle with the piece, I felt like I was part of a community of people, of friends, and really of family, who were all going to struggle with the piece for very good reason. And that made it really important for me to stick with it.
After the first rehearsal on Tuesday night with the orchestra in the space, at the beginning of rehearsal, I kept having to say to the chorus, "No, don't look. Don't look over to the side. If you can see it, don't look." And I kept saying that to myself as well, because in a way it was too much for us. We were so emotionally invested in what we were saying, in the words of Anne Frank, and the beautiful, hopeful story of everything, that the extra layer of the picture was almost too much. But after that rehearsal, I had everybody sit down, and we just ran the PowerPoint, fairly quickly, one slide at a time for the whole chorus. And I've never been in a room with 100 people that was that quiet.
I have to thank Dr. Anne for having the courage to bring a piece like this to us, and for trusting us to sing it with grace and with dedication and with a level of seriousness that the piece really calls for.
I'm so proud of Harmonium. They sang so beautifully, so much emotion and dynamic contrast and feeling and expression and text and caring. Just so much, everybody really put themselves there and really cared. As it's happening, you can hardly take it all in because it's so much work. It's really a lot of work to make it happen. But afterwards, as I'm processing the experience, I realized that it's one of the best things we ever did.
As difficult as it was, I think it was quite powerful and quite important. We brought a really special and powerful message to the community about love and tolerance and life and spirit. We couldn't have done that without being a family.